Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Explain 11 live stream. Today we are going to be flying with American Virtual, doing some American Virtual ops, and going to be flying the Level Up Boeing 737 again, from Miami to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte to DCA up in Washington. I'm sorry, up in Washington, D.C. I already have power and all that kind of stuff established to the airplane. I've got the APU running. I've already got the payload set and all that kind of stuff because the flight from Miami to Charlotte is a bit of a long one. I think it's about an hour and 45 minutes airtime. So I do need to get the airplane in the air as soon as possible, so we can make the second flight from Charlotte to DC. Sorry, apologize. Just looking at something real quick. We're going to be flying the AirCal Heritage Livery on both flights today. I really thoroughly enjoy the throwback liveries that American has done with the TWA and Reno Air Heritage and all the other ones that they have. I was thinking about flying the old school American Chrome livery today, but I thought the AirCal one looked a little bit better. Looks like we got a plane pushing back right next to us. So yeah, like I said, I've already got power and all that kind of stuff established for the airplane. Basically, all we have to do is set up the box and get all the performance stuff in the performance initialization page set and ready to go. And then we'll be ready to push back and get taxied out to the runway. We're going to be taking off runway 8 right out of Miami. And we'll go from there. So let's jump up into the airplane. It looks like my microphone is very, very quiet. I do not know why that would be. Hopefully it's not too quiet on your guys' end. Just double checking all my sound properties and stuff like that. All right. Yeah, I don't know why my mic seems so quiet right now. I really hope it's coming through on YouTube. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump up into the airplane. Let me get the sim sounds and VAT sim sounds back up. As you can hear, I've already got the APU running in the background. We're on APU power right now. Air conditioning is into the airplane. Let's jump into the cockpit. We are almost about ready to go. Like I said, we just got to set up the FMC and get the box ready to go, and get the performance and all that kind of stuff set and ready to go. APU is already running and established. We got the packs on, air conditions provided to the airplane. We'll go from there. So let's go ahead and head down to the FMC. We are going from Miami down to Charlotte. Our flight number today is American 619 up to Charlotte. And we're departing 08 right out of Miami. We're going to activate and execute that. From there, we're going to go to our departure page, over departures, runway 8 right. We are going to be departing off of the Alton 1 departure, the Dugan transition. To execute that, come over to our route page. Next, from Dugan, we're going to be jumping on an Airway Quebec 87 to Viap. Go ahead and set that, execute that. And then from there, we're going to be jumping direct to Checker. Execute that, and then on to our arrival. So as it sits right now in Charlotte, the weather or winds are 350 at 5, so I'm assuming they're northbound operations right now. I'm assuming we're going to get 36 if we do have ATC. As of right now, we don't have any ATC online. But let me double check just IRL, see what they're doing on flight radar. And then we will just mimic what they are doing, and then we'll double check that as we get closer. And just gotta bear with me, guys, when it comes to the cruising. I know the last stream we had some music playing and all that kind of stuff, but unfortunately I did get a copyright strike on my last video. It wasn't a bad one or anything like that, but I do have to be very careful of what I play on the stream, so I probably won't play any music on the streams until I have a subscription with Epidemic Sounds. But right now I just can't afford another subscription as I'm getting ready to move out of my current house and all that kind of stuff, so I gotta keep my money as tight as possible. So there might not be any music or anything like that, but that will be just fine. I'm gonna plan for ILS 36 center. Let me just get the approach chart up real quick. Double check everything that I'm doing is accurate. Take that from Solman. We're going to be flying the Stoker 3 arrival into Charlotte with the checker transition. Go ahead and execute that. More to our legs page. Make sure we don't have any discontinuities in the flight plan, which we do not. Init ref page. Zero gross weight of 137.40, fuel weight of 117.91 in the reserves. Our cost index today is going to be 40. I'm going to be cruising at 290. I don't know why for such a relatively not long flight. I mean, it's not a long one. But from what I saw in on FlightAware, all these flights from Miami to Charlotte only go up to 29,000 feet, which kind of threw me for a surprise, but if that's what they do, that's what they do. It's about an hour and 42 minutes airtime, so I was a bit surprised with that, but it's all good. We'll just mimic that. I have already got smart cars running in the background tracking this flight. Our average wind today is going to be 349 at 30. With an ISA deviation of plus 11. Execute that. Or N1 limit. We're going to select 42 degrees. Do a derated takeoff. That is just fine. Flaps 5 per the usual. 133, 135, 143 on the takeoff speeds. All right. We are set and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and release the park and brake real quick so jetway can get disconnected. I'm going to come up to plugins, better pushback, start pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
And it looks like we have a delta pushed right there, so I'm actually going to push the opposite way. Let me make this a little bit more fluid as it would be. I'm going to push back this way so we don't get in that delta's way.
Tow is driving up.
Flight director master, and then secondary. We have no ATC online as of right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get us up to 29,000 feet. And our V2 speed, 143 VREF plus 15, so it's going to be 158. All right. We're looking good. Let me go ahead and set our departure heading as well. Departure heading is going to be 092 off of 8 right. All right. Just wait for the tow to connect. This delta has pushed. I am on Unicom.
Okay. All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
I'm just going to call this guy real quick and let him know that we're pushing tail to the west so we don't obstruct him. Delta sitting in the alias American 619 at Delta 42. We're going to be pushing back from the gate. However, we're going to go tail west so we don't obstruct you, so you can get moving whenever. We are going to be pushing, though.
American calling, this is 4 Delta 359er.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Yeah, American pushing back Delta 359er. We currently have some problems here, so we'll probably sit here for quite a while. So feel free to just taxi around us.
No problem. We are pushing tail west, so it shouldn't be any issue taxiing out.
Perfect, got you. 359er.
All right, packs are coming off. And we're turning number 1. N2's on the rise, start valve is open, so we'll wait for 25% on the N2. We'll introduce fuel. There's 25%. Introduce fuel. Alright, looks like a good start on 1. Go ahead and start in 2. There's 25%, introduce fuel. Bit of a cloudy day today in Miami. It's cloudy in Charlotte as well. A quick weather refresh so we have the most accurate weather as of right now.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. System in tow. Stand by.
Alright, we got a good start on both. We're gonna come upstairs, get the yaw damper on, get our pitot heat on, get our hydraulic electric pressure on. Engine 1, engine 2. APU bleed's coming off, we get our packs going. APU's coming off. Quick recall. We're good to go. Brakes are set RTO. Go and set flaps 5 for departure.
Fort Lauderdale traffic, present flight 2295 for final 10 left. Fort Lauderdale, we appreciate you holding.
Oh, guys, you have to excuse the sniffling. My allergies are killing me right now.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Alright, they are disconnecting. Just waiting for the signal. Alright, there's a signal in the pin. We're going to get taxied out. We are going to be taxiing to 8 right via November 7, Mike. Miami Traffic American 619 coming out of Concourse D. Runway 8 right via November 7, Mike, Miami. And we are on our way. Be taxiing with a purpose today so I can get this plane in the air as soon as possible so we have enough time to do our second leg from Charlotte to DC. I'm not expecting that we won't have enough time to do it, but I just want to be completely sure because I do have work today. So I've only have about 4 hours and 15 minutes stream what we'll basically do once we get on the ground in Charlotte, we'll park up at the gate. I'll get our flight plan set with SimBrief and submitted with VATSIM. Bid on the flight with American Virtual. And we'll just do a quick turnaround down in Charlotte. And depending on the weather down in DC, we might shoot the river visual. Yeah, they've got planes shooting the river visual as of right now, so that's probably what we're gonna end up doing. No judgment, because I've shot the river visual a couple of times, and majority of the time I get the plane down on the ground pretty well, but it's still an approach that I have a little bit of a challenge with, because it is a pretty challenging approach to fly. So if I botch the landing, no judgment.
Miami traffic through 1602 inbound ALS 08 right, and Miami traffic.
So we have someone coming in on the ILS for 8 right.
Miami traffic Delta 359er taxiing runway 8 right via November 7 and Mike.
And aircraft on the final for 8 right. What's your distance to the airport?
Actually 15 miles or approach on 8 right.
Okay, thank you. We're taxiing up to 8 right now. We'll be departing with no delay, so we don't impede. See, and that is the importance of calling your positions and speaking with other aircraft when we do not have ATC online at international airports, right? Miami obviously is a very big airport, very popular airport to fly into on VATSIM, and we don't have any ATC online right now. So he called that he was inbound on the ILS for 8 right. I'm going to be departing on 8 right, so I want to know his distance to go and how far out he is. So that way I can take off with no delay before he lands. Now, if the distance gets too close, then yeah, he's about a 10-mile final. So we might just hold short for him, being he's on a... we'll have plenty of time. Should have more than enough time to take the runway and get airborne. Get on the runway and basically set takeoff power and just get out of this guy's way. Miami traffic, American 619 will be taking runway 8 right, departing with no delay for landing traffic. Miami. Get our lights on. Arm the auto throttle, arm VNAV and LNAV. Turned onto the runway.
Miami traffic route 1602
throttle's 40.
Runway 08 right.
And toga, no delay. Miami traffic, American 619's on the roll, 8 right. That is 80 knots.
Miami traffic, Delta 35.
V1.
Holding short
And
8 right
rotate.
for landing traffic.
It's positive rate, gears coming up.
Gear up.
Start trimming the airplane out. Beautiful. Miami traffic, American 619's climbing out of 1,500 on Alton 1. Clear of 8 right. Final call, Miami. Great day. Alright, autopilot's coming on. Flaps going 1. And flaps coming up. One of my favorite things to see on an airplane is the flaps coming out and going back in. Beautiful. Alright, disarm the auto brake, landing gear into the off position. Oh, forgot to put the seatbelt sign on. My bad. I was in a rush. Alright, we are on our way. Forgot to start Volanta as well, so I'm gonna get that started as well right now. Do have an altitude constraint as of right now.
Miami traffic, Delta 359er, crossing runway 848 left. Yeah.
Why is he taxiing over 8 left? Not my flight, none of my business. Hit altitude intervene. We're going to climb at our best forward speed as of right now. Just act as if we got to climb and maintain flight level 290 from ATC.
Miami traffic, Delta 359er, taking off runway 8 left. Miami traffic, Route 1602, located 8 right, Miami traffic.
Looking good. In the soup right now. Sit down just a little bit. Miami Center just came online, sweet. Got some ATC. Contact me 135.175. Alright. Swap over. Miami Center, good morning. American 619 climbing out at 10.5 on the Alton 1 departure.
American 619 Miami Center, squawk 7430, ident.
Squawk 7430 with the flash, American 619.
Miami Center, JetBlue 353, climbing out at 15.6 on the Snapper 2 departure.
For 353 Miami Center, good morning, squawk 1114, ident.
1114 ident, JetBlue 353.
American 619, radar contact, go for Octo, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, American 619. Beautiful, beautiful. Miami Center came online. Let's see who else came online on the East Coast on our route to Charlotte. Does not look like Atlanta Center's online. Atlanta Center hasn't been online in a while, at least when I've been flying. That's all good.
Miami Center, hello, this is Altitude 700 Victory and keep level 430.
Number 700 Victory Yankee, Miami Center, squawk 5332, ident.
5332 and ident. 700 Victory.
Blue 353, radar contact 13 miles west of Bahama, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain 350, JetBlue 353.
Awesome, awesome. Made some pretty good time. About 20 minutes from gate to takeoff. Yeah, we didn't really. I didn't really get to do much of an intro for this this stream. Because like I said, I'm on a bit of a time constraint, but I did want to get a stream in. For those of you that know me, you know my work schedule and all that kind of stuff and how hectic it can be. But for those of you that are new to the channel, or I shouldn't say new to the channel because this channel's new in and of itself, but for those that don't know me personally, I do live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I do security at one of our local
Southwest
casinos.
2052 Sarasota with the weather I farm to Nashville.
And
2052 Miami Center, hello, expect the PDC.
turn VATSIM down just a little bit more. I just need to be sure I can pay attention to the route. We're through 18,000 feet. We'll go ahead and set standard on the altimeters. We're climbing out. But I work in armed security protection for a local hotel and casino here.
Good day, this is Frontier 11988 with you at flight level 370.
Flight 11908 Miami Center, squawk
I work the
7022,
mid shift,
ident.
so I go into work at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Squawk 7022, Frontier 11988.
Right now it's 10:30, so
Number 0 Victor Yankee,
I
radar
have plenty of
contact
time,
7 miles
but,
west of Bags, descend via the Frogs for arrival.
I just wanted to make sure that I
Miami
wasn't in a
altimeter
rush
29092.
to get these flights done.
Frogs for arrival 299 to the altimeter 700 Victory Yankee.
Miami Center, good day. Delta 359 with you, 5 feet inbound mark.
But you know, the dream is one day to be able to do this full time.
The 359er Miami Center, squawk
Whether it be flying commercial
5704,
airplanes in real life full time or streaming them full time, and you know, one of the two, whichever door opens, is what I'm going to do. I love my job as of right now, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's a job that currently just pays the bills.
Crossing 37,000 feet. Crossing to Maxim.
And you know, I've really been enjoying the flight sim streaming, so I think, I don't know, I'm still up in the air on whether or not I want to be a flight simulation channel, or if I want to add a variety, you know. I might just be a full-time flight sim streamer and upload some or stream some games late night or something like that that I play when I'm not flying. I know Modern Warfare 3 is supposed to be releasing here soon, but, you know, for those of you that saw me live a few nights ago playing Call of Duty Search and Destroy with some of my friends, you saw that stream went offline and got deleted, and that's simply because,
American 1132 Miami Center, squawk 4273, item.
Friends that I have, they're real-life friends of mine. I love them to death. They've been friends of mine since the beginning of high school, but they're a bit too naughty for me and the YouTube platform, you know, so I don't want a chance potentially receiving a strike or a ban from YouTube because of someone else's conduct
Southwest
on my
2052,
streams.
I'm not seeing you on the PDC list here, so I'll just give you a voice clearance, but I need a copy.
Miami Center, Delta 614, and so 16,000, 43 to 4,000.
Yeah, that's the
614 Miami Center,
ultimate plan. I really have been enjoying streaming flight simming and the virtual airline ops.
Squawk 2130, ident, Delta
And speaking of
614.
virtual airlines,
359 radar contact.
like I said, I got a couple of new virtual airlines that I've joined, one of which I was a member of for a very long time, but when I came across American Virtual and joined them and ultimately got promoted to one of their hub manager positions, I kind of left a few of the VAs that I was with previously, so I could focus my time with this VA, American Virtual, and getting accustomed to the role as hub manager. Been the hub manager for LAX with American Virtual here for about a year now, a little under a year. It'll be a year and 1 month exactly. And I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I love
Tower now online, frequency 118.3 if you're on Miami, contact them.
Are our lights still on? Yes, they are. Sitting here talking, I forgot to turn the lights off. That's fine.
And then Delta 360 Miami Center, if you're on the frequency, squawk 1121 item.
Cruising got about an hour and 10-minute airtime left in Charlotte.
Delta 614 radar contact 11 miles north of Florida. Climb and maintain flight level 340.
But
Flying and maintain flight level 340, Delta 614.
Post 2052, I have your IFR advice ready to copy. I'll just have to give you a voice clearance.
anyway, sorry, I was just checking some settings in OBS. Yeah, like I said a couple of streams ago, I did join a Southwest virtual, one of which I have been thoroughly enjoying flying. I'm very excited to show you guys them and who they are and what they do.
Squawk 1121.
And then United Virtual is one that I was previously a part of. Sorry, I'm just making sure I don't miss a call from them.
American 1132 radar contact over Maxim, maintain flight level 370.
And the guys over at United Virtual are awesome. You know, they have a great thing going. I was very much...
American 619 to airspeed.
American 619, we're Mach 0.77, cruising at 290.
Thanks.
Need faster or slower, just let me know.
What's the best you can give me?
I can give you Mach 0.80 if that works.
619, yeah, that'll work. Maintain Mach 0.80 or greater.
Mach 0.80 or greater for American 619.
614, say, indicated airspeed.
airspeed 326 knots, Delta 614.
Delta 614, roger, maintain 300 knots or less for spacing.
Maintain 300 knots for spacing, Delta 614.
So we got some traffic trailing us.
American 1132, descend via the Sandbar 3 arrival, Miami landing east, Miami altimeter 2992. American 1132, descend via the Sandbar 3 arrival, Miami landing east, Miami altimeter 2992.
Descending through Sandbar Approach, American 1132.
353, leaving my airspace to the east, no further ATC available, radar services terminated, frequency change approved, see ya.
Frequency change approved. JetBlue 353, see ya.
360, radar contact, 3 miles northwest of Canby, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Anyway, with United Virtual, I was a member of them for a decent amount of time before I joined American Virtual and got promoted with American. Did I necessarily have to leave United Virtual in order to focus my position with American Virtual? No, but you know, it was something that I thought was a good idea, and luckily the staff members over at United Virtual were very understanding. You know, I emailed them and let them know that, you know, I would be rejoining at a later time. But yeah, so we've got, you know, obviously we have the three that we've been streaming, you know, American Virtual, the Delta Virtual, and Frontier Virtual, and now I've got Southwest and United. You know, it's kind of
transition, maintain Mach 0.79 or less.
Maintain Mach 0.79 or less, Delta 614.
Miami American 619, if you need to vector us off our flight plan, just get some directional spacing, feel free to do so, whatever you need to help.
American 619, the traffic behind you is going to be going all the way up to 340, so just save that speed for now. I'll have a normal speed for you very shortly.
No problem, we're Mach 0.80 right now, American 619, just let me know what we can do to help.
Thanks.
No, I think that's the ID or identification of the channel that I'm thinking about doing, as being the virtual airline pilot of the skies, all the United States Airlines, and hell, who knows? Maybe we'll jump into some European or across the Atlantic, any virtual airlines over there, you know. British Airways, EasyJet. EasyJet would be an awesome one. But for the most part, I live in the United States. I do majority of my flying in the United States, so on the simulator, I like to stay within the United States, or at least within the 50. You know, I do go to Alaska and Hawaii. You know, I like flying down to the Caribbean and South America and all that kind of stuff, but before I started streaming, you know, I really didn't have a reason to leave the 48 contiguous states, and especially in X-Plane, I only have orthophoto imagery set up within the 48 contiguous states of the U.S. I don't have any ortho in Europe or Spain or anything like that. I don't have. It's just X-Plane default. Goodness gracious, X-Plane default mesh over there, which I don't think would be a problem. Because we're here for the airplanes, right? But I know flight simmers like the aesthetically pleasing looking simulators. And you know, I've been battling with the idea of streaming Microsoft at some point, but I think with Microsoft 2024 on the horizon, I think I'm just going to wait for that simulator to release, because as I've said in previous streams, I think Microsoft 2020, although a very nice simulator to look at, I think it was a very, very rushed release. And I don't think the simulator should have been released in the condition that it was. And it's taken them almost 3 years now to get it to where it needed to be a release point. And I think Microsoft understood that, and this is why they're releasing Microsoft 2024, because Microsoft 2024, in my opinion, is probably going to be that of the full release of what Microsoft 2020 should have been, if that makes sense. So depending on how that goes and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I bought a 3 terabyte hard drive for Microsoft when I initially got into that simulator and all that kind of stuff, but the only thing I put into Microsoft 2020 was a couple of airport sceneries, the Phoenix and the PMDG. That's it. With X-Plane, I mean, I have almost 2 terabytes worth of memory of Ortho and all the airplanes and stuff like that that I have in this simulator. I haven't made the jump to X-Plane 12 simply because I just do not want to take the time to transfer all of my files from X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12. It's going to take forever. And realistically, it's just for a little bit better textures and 3D clouds and or volumetric clouds and fucking, excuse my language, but I don't need some bullshit 3D trees that they advertised for. American 619 will resume normal speed. We can keep it at Mach 0.80 if that's okay with you.
Good, thanks. And Delta 614 resume normal speed.
Resume normal speed, Delta 614.
Alright, looks like the traffic behind us is no longer a factor, but we'll keep it at Mach 0.80, that's fine.
On 360, radar contact, lost time 1743 Zulu.
We're going to be leaving Miami's airspace here in a minute anyway. But yeah, I think I'll probably wait for Microsoft 2024 before we get off of X-Plane 11. Microsoft 2024, I'm excited for, you know, they're bringing back missions, which I absolutely loved about Flight Simulator X, all the missions that they had us fly there. I know that all the developers for airplanes right now are actively working on making sure that their products are ready for release with Microsoft 2024 as well when the simulator comes out. So, but, you know,
619 leading my airspace to the north, Jacksonville centers offline, radar services terminated, frequency change approved, good day.
American 619 switching to Unicom, have a great day sir, we'll see you next time.
Yes, Delta 619 leading my airspace to the north.
Over Unicom now. Jacksonville and Atlanta are offline, so I do not believe we're going to have ATC for the rest of our route, unless one of them decide to hop on. But yeah, I think with Microsoft 2024, I'm optimistic because there are a lot of good airplanes coming out for those simulators, or for Microsoft as well. You know, you got PMDG working on the 747 and the 777. I've been dying for a heavy aircraft that's suitable in X-Plane. You know, I know Flight Factor has their 777 and their 787 coming out, but, you know, it's been so freaking long since they announced the 777 V2, and granted they tweet about it and they send us updates and all that kind of stuff, but they haven't given us a for sure release date of the airplane. And I know American, with now being a 787 operator, their 777s still do long-haul flights, but also are doing, you know, transcontinental flights from, like, you know, Miami to LA and, you know, DFW to Seattle. I know the 777's operating some shorter routes with American as well, so I know I'm excited to be able to fly some heavies. You know, I have the 767 in the simulator, but I believe American retired the 75 and the 76, if I'm not mistaken, once the 777 and the 787 became heavier in their fleets. But, you know, and with Delta, I know Delta retired their 777s, and they're operating mostly this, the A350 on their long-haul routes. And X-Plane does have an A350, but, you know, again, That was the issue with X-Plane, is there was a lot of rushed released airplanes that just had no business being released when they got released. Where is this down here? I think that's Orlando. Yeah, that's Orlando. So, you know, I'm very excited for Flight Factor's 777 and their 787. I know Quality Wings for the Microsoft and P3D platforms has a beautiful 787, which is, you know, the 787 that I debated purchasing on Microsoft Flight Simulator X when I was operating that simulator, but then I made the transition to X-Plane and I no longer flew Flight Sim X. So, you know, there are a lot of good things coming, but one of the biggest issues that I have with the flight simulation community in reference to their developers, when it comes to airplanes, is it is always overpromised and underdelivered. You know, even, and not to talk down about this developer because it's a developer that I fly religiously in X-Plane. But even when Tolis initially released their 319, which was their first product, it was nowhere near where it needed to be. But what I respect about Tolis is they learn from their mistakes. And now they're one of the best developers in the X-Plane world, period. You know, I swear by Tolis and their Airbus products. You know, I own all three. I have the 319, the 320 Neo, and the 321 with the 321 Neo add-on. I have all of them. And I think they're fantastic airplanes. But if you watch other streamers a few years back when Tolis initially released their 319, that airplane was nowhere near where it needed to be as a fully released product. And, you know, Tolis has worked their ass off to get their product to where it is now. But that's my personal opinion on development for simulators. You know, you have PMDG, right? PMDG has proven themselves over the last, you know, over the years with, you know, from FS 2004 all the way to now. PMDG, I mean, they've been around 20 years, right? So they know what they're doing, you know, but even with them, the PMDG 737 for Microsoft, this EFB, the electronic flight bag, you know, this little tablet that sits over here on the left and right hand side of the airplane, in the PMDG has been promised by PMDG for months. Ever since the airplane's been developed. Oh, the EFB's coming next. In a future update, it'll become this, that, and the third. But still, it has yet to be released, and the airplane's been out for how long now? You know, just overpromise and they always underdeliver, or it's overpromised and the delivery is delayed. You know, that's my frustration with flight simulation right now, and that's why I just fly the airplanes that I have right now. I'm not investing any more money until, you know, an aircraft releases, you know, and I do my research on that aircraft to make sure that my money is being spent wisely. You know, I don't want to drop $60, $70, $80, $90 on a freaking airplane for it not to be what it's supposed to be for that kind of money. You know, that's why, like, I refuse to purchase anything Captain Sim related right now. They have put their company's name into the ground by what they did with the 777 and Microsoft. They literally gave you a 777 cockpit, an airplane that was textured, but all of the default Boeing 747 crap that came with Microsoft operating that airplane. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Captain Sim was one of the best and leading developers back in FSX days. You know, their 7.5, their 7.6. You know, granted PMDG had the 777, so that was more popular than Captain Sim's 777. But their 7.5 and 7.6 were the 7.5 and 7.6 for those simulators at that time. But what did they do? They textured an airplane in a cockpit and then took default crap and threw it in to run the airplane in the background in reference to the systems and the flight management systems and all that kind of stuff, and said, all right, here you go. Here's a 777 for your simulator. Pay me $30, even though it's almost close to being a default airplane. You know, that makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me, and that's not something I'm willing to invest my money in. You know, I'm always there for second chances, but that was fucking ridiculous. And made some PR stunt event. Now, granted, the airplane looks beautiful, but why would you do that? Just take the time, finish the airplane as it needs to be finished, and then release it. But no, everybody wants to compete with one another. I can't stand the competition in the flight sim. Now, granted, it's going to be there until flight simulation ceases to exist. But the fact that just all these developers are competing with each other to get on the market as soon as possible and start making the money and this, that, and the third, it's like, why? Why? Captain Sim, you are a known developer. You have proven yourself in the flight simulation community. If you make an announcement and say, hey, we have a 777 coming to the simulator, however, we want it to be a proper 777. So we're going to take the time to make sure that this airplane is proper in reference to the systems, the flight model, you know, the texturing, the in-depth stuff that, you know, like Phoenix does, and the EFB, you know, you load the airplane with passengers and this, that, and the third, and la-da-da, whatever it might be. But no, they're like, we need to get this out as soon as possible because everybody else is releasing their shit right now. So we need to release our shit right now too. Here's a fucking default 777. Pay me $30 for it. Absolutely not. That was an absolute joke. Absolute joke what they did. And I will not be investing my money in their products. I'll wait for PMDG's 777 to come out with Microsoft 2024. But that's just my personal opinion and my rants on flight simulation development community as it stands right now. Not just with aircraft developers. I mean, scenery developers I don't have too many issues with. You know, you have your scenery developers that'll say, oh, we have this airport coming, but then it won't come for a year or something like that. But I think that's less important than the airplanes, to be honest with you, because each airport, you have a default airport. If you want to fly into it that bad, fly into it. I don't mind flying into default airports. Granted, is the scenery nice? Yeah. Is it nice to have? Absolutely. But, you know, I'm going to fly where I feel like flying regardless of the scenery I have installed. You know, I mean, like, Miami Airport that we just departed out of, that's a payware scenery. I paid for that scenery. However, the scenery in Charlotte is a freeware scenery, so it's nowhere near payware quality, but it's good enough to be... you know, live stream, right? We just flew into Nashville, right, with Delta Virtual. That was 100% freeware scenery. So, you know. That's just my my 2 cents on all that stuff. Now, granted, I'm just the customer, but oh, excuse me, guys, I had to sneeze. Maddie Daddy, what's up, buddy? those are just my rants about flight sim and where it sits as of right now. That's why I haven't bothered to jump onto one of these new sims, because it's just, you know, granted, I understand that's where the content is and that's where a lot of people are watching and what is being streamed and videos are being made of right now, but X-Plane 11 has just been very reliable. You know, the last time I flew in Microsoft with American Virtual, you know, the weather was reading in Portland, where my destination airport was, that the weather was clear skies, you know, a few clouds, nothing major. Wind was maybe maximum 7 knots, you know, just a typical day. But on final, I had a 43 knot crosswind out of nowhere hit my airplane with one of their weather updates and nearly put my airplane into the ground on like a 10-mile final. Now, granted, I notated that on my PIREP with American Virtual because they saw that I was stalling and that I was recovered shortly before I touched down, but I advised that it was just a Microsoft update and or weather update, and that was the reason for the abnormal conditions on my in my arrival to Portland. But since then, I haven't touched Microsoft. They need to get their shit under control. You know, these ridiculous weather updates that Microsoft sends is just, and it's supposed to be one of the most dynamic weather systems in a default or default weather systems in a simulator, but they still have yet to figure out how to get it to stop freaking having such a ridiculous update and being abnormal. They had the same shit weather stuff happen in Microsoft Flight Simulator X. You know, those weather updates have been a thing since that simulator. Why they haven't fixed it? I mean, Microsoft is $1 billion company. You know, just in why? You know, but you see an X-Plane. Granted, I invested in Active Sky XP, which is a $30 program that puts real-world weather into my simulator, but it works. I don't get ridiculous weather updates. The only weather updates I see in this simulator is when the clouds reload. That I don't have an issue with. But the winds always stay where they need to be. You know? And Flight Sim 2020 just crashes on a regular basis for me. I've looked into it, I've uninstalled, I've verified game files, I've done all that. But I just get crashed desktops every 2 or 3 flights, and it's just annoying to me. I'm not going to waste my time flying a route with a virtual airline just for it to potentially crash on final or crash during cruise or whatever. You know, X-Plane 11, I very rarely, I could probably count on one hand in the 3 years I've been flying the simulator how many times it's crashed on me. You know, and usually that's because of me. It's my fault because I've installed something incorrectly. You know, I've never just had the simulator crash with no reason. So far, we have about 240 miles until our top of descent. About 40 minutes. Where am I flying to? I'm flying from Miami to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then from Charlotte, North Carolina to Washington, D.C. All American airline hubs. Turn this down just a little bit. took off from Miami about 25, 30 minutes ago. We got about 40 minutes left in our flight to Charlotte. I've been playing music right now, but I got a copyright strike on my last live stream. So until I can invest in a subscription with the non-copyright music platforms that are around for live streaming, I'm not going to play any music right now, just to avoid possibly being copyright strike. I had to trim out like 30 seconds of my last stream to get that copyright off, so it became visible. But it told me the video was blocked in Russia, so I couldn't play the video in Russia. So anybody that's searching my channel, the video is not going to be visible in Russia. But I don't think anybody from Russia is in my audience right now. So it wasn't a terrible copyright strike, but there's a copyright strike nonetheless. So we're just going to hold off on the music until I can afford I can't afford it, but I don't want to make the purchase as of right now because I've got other things to invest my money into right now when it comes to moving out of this house and all that kind of stuff. I got a lot of stuff that I got to take care of over the next couple of months before we move. So we'll just be musicless until I can get epidemic sounds on the channel to avoid those copyright strikes. Excuse me just 1 second. Grab a drink. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Are you off today, Matt? Or I'm pretty sure you're off today, no? Or are you working right now? Chilling till about 3 p.m. to go look at this truck. Is it that Chevy? Or no? That Chevy you showed me the box body, right? It was that's out of town, no? Or is this a different truck? Is it a different one from the one that you showed, or is this a new one? You don't know, you've looked at too many vehicles. I bet. I've been looking at cars too. I just got to get my car down the Subaru to see what they'll give me for it. Three more days for yours? Yeah. A guy from Kansas is coming in. Yeah, it sucks, but gotta do what we gotta do. Like, go back to being a teenager, man. Flies on Friday. Yeah, I gotcha. Saying goodbye to the STI. I think all in all, selling the cars will be worth it in the long run. I know selling mine will save me a ton of money. Get the Razor and go have fun in it. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely in Utah. See, bringing that thing to the lake would be a ton of fun. Maybe you'll let me drive it. Yeah? It's an automatic, right? Yeah, it's just, or is it stick? I've never driven a Razor, so I don't know how transmissions work in those things. We're about 127 nautical miles from our top of descent, so I'm gonna go ahead and just step through our flight plan real quick and make sure it matches what I'm seeing on my chart for the arrival into Charlotte. If I'm not mistaken, the weather is still calling for northbound operations. 100 at 8. It might be moving the airport to southbound operations. Let me double check. Oh, there's still northbound operations, so. Oh, it's an auto. Alright, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'd be down to drive it. Let me step through this flight plan and make sure it matches what I am seeing on. Yeah. Perfect. All set, good to go. Yeah, I know you're not going to be letting anybody drive that thing for a while, though, if you do get it. Whenever you do. Well, not if you do get it. I know you're going to get it, but when you do, I'm sure you're not going to let anybody drive it for a while. But hell, you let me drive the STI when you got it, so you may surprise me. Oh, that whole freaking thing I've been seeing all over TikTok, the national wireless emergency alert is going off right now. Because everybody's phone is supposed to be going off for like 30 minutes from what I hear. Oh, yeah. I could imagine you spending that kind of money on a piece of equipment. Definitely could imagine not letting anybody drive it for a while. That does not surprise me, not one bit. Understandable. Definitely understandable. I think you are the only person that has driven my WRX. And my brother, my oldest brother, drove my car when I first bought it. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Thinking about bringing my car into Subaru on Saturday to get it appraised. Just to see what they'll give me for it before I move into, or I move out of this house. Hopefully I can get it sold before then and buy just an older car, you know, something I don't have a payment on, just buy it cash with the money I get, the equity I get from the WRX. You know, I don't want to sell the car, but, you know, financially it's a smart decision. There's too many other things going on right now, and to have to worry about car and insurance payment, plus registration. My registration is due this month as well. Alright, we're getting close. Less than 80 miles from our top. Get our sim sounds back up. just to brief the arrival with you guys, we are on the Stoker 3 arrival in Charlotte. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at real quick. We're on the Stoker 3 via the checker transition. We'll be flying checker to Chiefy, Corvette, Flag, and then we are flying the 3-6 center transition. So from Stoker to Fiber to Timer to T-Read to Gate, we need to be at 210 knots for 6,000 feet at Gate to intercept the 3-6 center. And then our approach chart, as it sits right here, we'll probably intercept between Denny and Hunex. So here, about here. And our go-around altitude is going to be 3,000 feet. We come to our chart. At the top, our localizer frequency is going to be 111.7 on a final approach course of 3 degrees. So we come back into the simulator. It's 111.7, so we're going to go ahead and tune 111.7 in our navigation standby. And then we have a final approach course of 3 degrees. A little too far there. Look at those set on both sides. Alright, buddy. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Just keep me updated on the truck. Send me pictures when you get there. I go into work at 3 o'clock, so I'll have my phone available though. But definitely send me pictures. I want to see it. And then let's get together again soon. I'm working through Friday. I know we have that little get-together on Saturday, so just hit me up. You know, if you're gaming tonight, just let me know. Later, buddy. 27 nautical miles from our top of descent. And again, our chart said we needed to be at 6,000 feet. It's the bottom altitude, 210 knots for gate, which is going to be the final approach, or the final fix on our arrival. So I'm going to go ahead and set 6,000. Do not believe we have any ATC on in the area of Charlotte. Let me go ahead and double check that real quick. Still no ATC in Charlotte right now, which is fine. Us descending starting now, about 5 miles from our top, so I'm just going to get us down a little early. Made really good time into Charlotte. Airport for about an hour and 20 minutes, so we should be right on schedule. Alright, we're on our way down. Looking good, looking good. descending through 18,000 feet. Good, excuse me. Altimeters in Charlotte are 3016. So we'll go ahead and set that to standby for right now. Through 18,000 feet, we want to set our altimeters to 3016. Speed restrictions are at Stoker and Lap. We need to be at those two restrictions at 270 knots. And then for Zimco, 250 knots. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, coming up on 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and get our landing lights on. The rest of the airplane's lights on. Looking good. This sounds up for the arrival. Set 111.7 in our actives for the ILS 1036 center. Charlotte approach is online. Sweet. Get some ATC into Charlotte. Perfect timing. He might vector us though, so let me see what they're. They don't have an ATIS up as of right now, so let's go and check in. Charlotte approach. Good afternoon, American 619 descending out of 8,400 on the Stoker 3, flying the 36 center transition. Charlotte approach, American 619. American 619, I have you 5x5. We're descending out of 6,700. We're on the 36 center transition, but I just see that Charlotte switched to southbound operations if you want to vector us around.
American 619, yeah, I was just pulling from the real world there. 1/8 now. If you're, I mean, we could just proceed with the 36 center arrival. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if that works for you, it works for me. I just realized they swapped to southbound operations. When I last checked, they were operating on the 36s, so that's what we planned. But we're at 6,000 as of right now. If you want us to give you a flash, we're squawking 7430.
American 619, yeah, please.
Flash has been sent, American 619.
American 619, ready to contact, thank you. Flight present heading, descend and maintain 4,000, vectors for the ILS 3.
Alright, we'll fly present heading, descend and maintain 4,000, vectors for the approach, American 619. I said present heading, but I'm going to put us on 270. He wants us down to 4,000, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. Flaps 5 out. I'm glad he's keeping us on the 36. Charlotte literally just switched to the
American 619, right direct to Marjo, cross Marjo at 4,000, cleared ILS runway 36 center.
Alright, right direct Marjo to cross at 4,000, cleared for the ILS 36 center, American 619. And American 619 has Papa.
619, thank you.
Now, granted, had he wanted to flop us around to the 1/8s, I would have been fine with that. It would have just added a little bit more time to our flight, so that our turnaround would have had to been super, super quick in Charlotte. And this is going to place us on about a 20 or 15-mile final, give or take. Yeah. Speed brakes are armed. Excuse me. Speed brakes are armed. Auto brakes set to 1. Flaps are 5 as of right now. Frequencies are set. Approach course is set. Lights are on. And then flaps and gear to go. Quick recall. All good. Slowed down to about 190 knots. We're on a 15 mile, give or take. Yeah, 15 miles, give or take. Set flaps 10.
American 1071, if you were calling, that was just a tap on the radio there.
Hello, good day. Good day, radar. American 1071,
American 1071, Charlotte approach, welcome, squawk 2667, please.
American, what's your inside one?
Go right through the approach, so set 3,000. Local speed. Get us down. Gear down.
American 1071, thank you. You're coming in a bit unreadable there. There's a lot of static around your mic, but send... Okay.
Slow down to our approach. We're on the glide slope now.
Are you direct to the airport at this time?
No negative, direct to November India Kilo vehicle. Have you all the problem for the...
25,
Our flaps out, man. This guy's mic is terrible.
If you can request to keep the radar request spot is one left.
American 1071, roger, turn right, heading 320, descend and maintain 5,000 vectors for the ILS 18 left approach.
Roger, left heading to 320, descending 5,000 and expect 18 left. 1071.
American 619, wind 090 at 8, runway 36 center, clear to land.
36 center, clear to land, American 619.
American 1071, just verify that was a right turn to 330.
All right, we're looking good. We are looking good. Gears down, three green flaps are set, brakes are set to 1, lights are on. Recall has been checked. And we've been cleared to land.
$1,000.
1,000 feet.
American 1071, continue right turn to heading 340.
My airplane and throttles. off center line a little high. So I'm just going to adjust real quick.
500. 400. 300.
Tailwind is kind of messing with us right now.
200.
Be fine. There we go.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on, floating her. Greased it. Beautiful. Alright, reverses are out. Decelerating. Maintain that center line. Floated her, but man, that was a greaser. Alright, reverses down to idle. My brakes. Try and meet this high speed on the right.
American 619, welcome to Charlotte, right when able, and straight ahead into the ramp.
Right when able, straight ahead to the ramp. American 619, appreciate the help today. We'll see you next time.
Go ahead, Zero. American 1071. Let's see, turn right heading 360. I'll take you out for a descent.
And our gate is right ahead of us. Let's get our lights off. Maybe you started. Hey Colin, what's up, buddy? Day's going all right. Just landed in Charlotte. Gonna get the airplane to the gate and get it turned around to head up to Washington, D.C. And that'll be our last flight for the day. Hope all is well. Bravo 9 is this gate right here. We're gonna go ahead and take Bravo 9 X-ray. Take that line up right there. Taxi lights coming off. Ghost-driven fucking luggage belts. No, I'm kind of cheating, but this airport doesn't have any airport marshalers at the gates, so I do have to get some pay where Charlotte scenery for this airport. Hit the brakes just a little bit more right there. Perfect. Alright, park brakes coming on. APU is alive. APU gens, APU bleeds coming online. Engine 2 is being shut down. Waiting for the rollback. And engine 1 coming off. Beautiful. Alright, go ahead and get the transponder off so VATSIM no longer sees us squawking. We're going to go ahead and disconnect from the network. And we are looking good. Looking good. Alright, pitot heat can come off. Elex can come off. Yaw damper can come off. I'm going to keep the APU running. I'm just going to turn this baby right around and head to DC. But before we do that, I need to get my flight plan bidded and get this flight submitted with American Virtual. Landed at negative 86 feet per minute. Beautiful. File this PIREP real quick. PIREP's been filed. Let's go and take a quick look at this landing. Make sure Volanta's not running anymore. Perfect. Beautiful landing. Greaser floated it a little much past the touchdown zone. That's because I flared a bit early. I tend to do that in the 7.3. I don't know why I flare so early in the 7.3. We're a little left of center line. Just a little bit. Not too much. Greased it. See, we correct for that center line as soon as the nose gear come down. Beautiful. Beautiful. That was a proper landing, wasn't it? Am I working today? Yeah, I work at 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna this flight to Washington D.C. I kind of gotta move quick. It's not a long flight, but definitely need to get moving quick. That was a beautiful landing. It's about an hour and 30-minute flight your time, so I should have plenty of time, but I want to be sure, so make sure. One more landing of this going. One more nice long landing replay while I'm getting things all set and ready to go. There are no 737 ops to DCA, which is weird because on FlightAware, there are 737s that operate this route, but I can't substitute the 737 for an Airbus, so I'm gonna have to find another destination for us to fly to that's shorter, by chance. We'll go to Baltimore. Yeah, we can definitely do Baltimore. How long of a flight is that? We have a flight en route and on time right now. Same destination. Yeah, we'll do that. And I'm just gonna have to change the thumbnail, which is fine. I will go ahead and do that while we're in the air. So let me go ahead and get this flight bitted on. Us, American 1223. Schedules and bits. Alright, let me get this. So I'm just getting my flight plan set and ready to go. Make sure it's submitted with VATSIM and all that kind of stuff. So 31,000 feet. No, that's not what I wanted. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and generate this flight. View PDF, prefile on VATSIM. File that flight plan, perfect. Alright, that is all set and ready to go. Alright, now let me connect to VATSIM again. We're American 12. Is it 1232? It's 1223. It's American 1223. Connect to VATSIM. Alright. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm going to do a quick realignment of the IRSs. Fine. Init ref, alright. Let me actually come down to our fuel weight and balance. Our payload, we need 15,000 pounds of fuel, 15.0. With a zero fuel weight of 118.6. So we need to add 700 pounds to this. So we need to be at 23.6. Alright, we just got our PDC from Charlotte. We're going to be squawking 3363. This is ACAR's PDC call sign American 1223. Departure Charlotte, destination Baltimore, route Killens 4, Audi, Thump, Raven 6 to Baltimore. Altitude 310, squawk 3363, cleared Killens 4 departure, Audi transition, maintain 8,000 feet, and we'll expect 310, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.5, speed restriction applies, see chart. Okay. So he wants us at 8,000 initial. Okay. Alright, alright. So our reference airport is going to be Baltimore. KBWI. Enter that position into our navigation. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot. Index, ident. Pause in it. We are at K Charlotte. Oh, goodness, I have to reset the RSs again. As my idiot self said we are in Baltimore. at Charlotte. Then we'll set that in our position. Perfect. Okay. Route.
103 multiplicated.
Alright, we're at
American
Charlotte.
71, welcome to Charlotte. Taxi to Parkin via Charlie and Romeo. Cross runway 23 and Romeo.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and put us on Unicom for right now. We're getting us all set and ready to go. Alright, from Charlotte to Baltimore, we are American 1223. Let me check the departure ATIS from Charlotte. Information Delta, we're going to be departures in use, expect runway 18 center, runway 18 left. I'm going to guess anything was probably going to give us the left side, being we're departing to the north. Let me check our charts. Kilns 4 departure. Sorry, I'm just checking our charts. So he's probably going to give us 18 center. Charlotte Douglas, accelerate to 250 knot if unable, advise ATC upon reaching 10,000. Accelerate, maintain 280 if unable, advise ATC upon reaching 10,000. Okay, perfect. So we have a speed restriction, that's fine. So I'm going to assume, being we're heading north, we're going to get 18 center. So I'm going to plan 18 center. Runway, we're going to activate and execute that. Alright. From there, we're jumping directly onto our, or I'm sorry, we've got to get our departure set. So 18 center, Kilns 4 departure, the Audi transition, I'm going to execute that. From there, we're jumping directly onto our arrival. As of right now, checking the winds and the operations in Baltimore as we sit. Probably going to expect to land the ILS 33 left. I don't see them giving us an ILS to 28. Let me check the winds. Variable at 4. So I'm going to plan ILS 33 left. It's our longest runway. No, it's not. ILS 28 is the longest runway. Yeah, I'm going to plan 33 left. That's usually what we land when I fly into Baltimore. So 33 left. Take that via Jans. Flying the Raven 6 with the thump transition. Execute that. Legs page. Come over. We're going to clear this discontinuity. Execute that. Init ref. Got 1 in the reserves. Cost index of 40. Got 310 as our cruise today. Let me get ACARs running. ACARs, there we are. Alright, there's that. Flying on that sim. Fly this flight. Alright, that has been started. We get Volanta tracking us as well. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, let's get back into setting the FMC up. Alright, cruise level 310, our average winds are 089 at 10. ISO deviation is going to be +8. Execute that. and 1 limit. We're going to set 38 degrees. Do a 10 degree derated takeoff. That's fine. Takeoff, flaps 5. 131, 133, 142. So we need 157 in the MCP. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick reset on the flight directors. I don't know if that's a Boeing thing. I know it's an Airbus thing. Our beacon light is still on. It's crazy. All right. We are all set and ready to go. So, did he give us any instructions to call for pushback? No, he did not. So, no fuel in the center pumps. Those can stay off. That is fine. All right. Call it better pushback and get us started out of here. Start pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Go ahead and just turn us around right here. That is fine.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right. All right. Go ahead and get squawking for him real quick. Get our beacon light back on, even though we forgot to shut it off. We're looking good. Step through this flight plan real quick and make sure everything is looking the way it needs to be. Yep, looking good. Perfect.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
What is our current altimeter? Is it still 3016? No, it's 3013, so the altimeter has changed. It's 3013. All right, we are looking good. And we're going to advise that we have information Delta on board when we're ready to taxi.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, parking brake's being released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, we've been cleared to start our engines, so we're going to go ahead and get number 1 turning. Yeah, turning 1. Our packs are still on. Introducing fuel. Let me get Fly Live updated real quick. That. Alright, engine 1 has been started, turning 2. Alright, that's 25%. We're getting fuel introduced. Alright. What in the world is this guy doing?
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brakes are set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I don't know what in the world this guy is thinking or doing, but I guess he didn't want to wait for me to get out of the alley. Impatient, impatient. Alright, engines are started. We got a good start on both. The engine gen's on, kill the APU bleed. We can get our pack started again. Lex are coming on, and pitot heater coming on. Perfect. So impatient. Makes absolutely no sense to me.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Alright. Give me just 1 second, guys. I'm going to run to the restroom really quickly. I'll be right back. Alright, we are set and ready to go. I'm going to get our flaps set 5. Auto brake set to RTO. APU can come off. Engine switches over to the continuous position. Looking good. Go ahead and call up Charlotte. Let them know we're ready to taxi. And Charlotte, American 1223 just pushed back from the stand with information. Delta ready to taxi.
American 1223, Charlotte departure, thanks for Delta, runway 18 center, taxi via Echo.
18 center via Echo, American 1223. Alright, let's go ahead and get on out of here. Taxi lights coming on. A little behind schedule, but we should be just fine. And then once we get into the air, I do have to switch the YouTube title and video information. We are on Echo. We're taxiing down 18 center. Once we get close to the runway, I'm going to ask controller if we get a departure without delay, if he can accommodate it. If not, it is fine, but I want to try and get out of here as soon as possible. Just want to make sure we have enough time to get this flight done, and I have enough time to get ready for work. It's a little bit of a shorter flight than flight up to DCA, but not by much, maybe 5 minutes. And I'm going to have to let American Virtual know that they have some 737 routes from Charlotte to DC missing. Sorry, excuse me. departure American 1223. We're going to be coming up on 18 center. If you're able to accommodate, we'd like to request a departure with no delay.
American 1223, no problem. Winds 1108, runway 18 center, clear for takeoff. On departure, turn left, heading 150.
On departure left to heading 150, 18 center, clear for takeoff. American 1223. Thanks so much.
Close.
Live streaming on YouTube, and I gotta get to work soon, so just trying to get that flight done.
Understandable.
Alright, he gave us approval for departure, so we're gonna get our lights on. Take the runway. Just as we did out of Miami, we're going to depart without delay. We set out departure left turn to heading 150, so we'll go ahead and do that. 150 is set in the MCP. Alright, 18 center confirmed. Throttle's 40. And toga. Oh, auto throttle's not on. I'm an idiot. Alright. Let's go ahead and reset it. There we go. On the roll now. I'm going to arm VNAV and get heading select armed. There's 80 knots cross-checked.
V1.
And rotate. Alright, we're airborne. Positive rate gears coming up. Let's climb up, start our left turn.
Departure on by 785, where is it?
On avoid 3785, Charlotte departure, region 5 by 5. American 1223, we're to contact altitude passing.
American 1223 passing 2.4.
American 1220, altitude checks, turn left, direct to Lubbock, climb maintain 16,000.
Left direct Lubbock, climb and maintain 16,000. American 1223. Alright, auto brakes coming off, landing gear set to the off position.
785, request off our clearance out of Myrtle Beach with information Delta on board.
And we're on our way.
Envoy 3785, cleared to the Myrtle Airport via the Charlotte 2 departure rate of vectors flow direct. Climb maintain 8,000 and your squawk is 2576.
Alright, beautiful. We are looking good, guys. Looking very good. This controller is awesome.
Myrtle Beach Airport via Charlotte 2 departure. Rate of vectors flow. Climb to 8,000, squawk 2576.
Envoy 3786, the readback is correct. 18 left for departure, call me taxi.
18 left, onward 3785.
He actually said 16,000. I gotta set that. So we're on our way to 16,000. Double click VNAV. Make sure that that sets. Thinking about changing this view. A couple of window windows further, maybe? No. Actually, I'm going to set up one of my favorite views on the 737. Maybe a couple more windows forward. Yeah, right there. Right there. Alright, we're through 10,000 feet. Landing lights are coming off, runway turnoffs coming off, taxi light off, and logo and wind light to the off position. Set our engine start back to the off position. Or ignition switches, I'm sorry. Beautiful.
American 1227, Atlanta is offline, no further ATCs available, radar service terminated, frequency change. Good time, good flight.
Sorry, was that for American 1223? American 1227 was advised.
Sorry about that, American 1223, affirmative, that was for you. No further ATC, radar service terminated, frequency change is approved. Have a good one.
Alrighty, unfortunately, over to Unicom for American 1223. We'll see you next time and appreciate the ATC services. Alright, we're on Unicom. And we are on the way to Baltimore. I am hoping and praying to God, because it's been a minute since I've flown into Baltimore. The reason for that is just like Denver, I have been having ridiculous scenery issues with Baltimore. Every time I get into that area or airspace in Baltimore, my frame rate goes into the tank. So I'm pretty sure it had a lot to do with the airport overlays and the orthophoto overlays that came with the airport scenery. So I think I had dual ortho photos on top of each other, and that's why it was killing my frames. But I think I went ahead and got that fixed in X-Organizer. So I'm hoping that that's the case. If not, I'll just have to keep doing some troubleshooting. The cowling of the engine visible, so yeah, right there is about perfect for me. Control 5. I think we're gonna do the same for this side. A couple of windows back. Yeah, I like that. Messing around with these views a lot just to try and make sure that I don't have a lot of the outside windows or the interior windows visible. For 18,000, go ahead and set standard. Good. I'm gonna go ahead and get the system sounds down just a bit. Perfect. We are on our way. And Volanta is saying about 40 minutes airtime as of right now, so we should have plenty of time to get this flight done. do have some music that I know is for sure not copyrighted, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get that on low, so we have a little bit of music. Apologies for being so quiet. Just looking at some stuff online real quick. Screenshot worthy. Yes, I apologize, guys. My wife is texting me and her Instagram got hacked. So, I'm just trying to help her out. That's what I gotta do. I forgot I have to change the thumbnail in the description of this video. Video should be updated, which it is good. Go ahead and kill the music for right now. We're about 40 miles from our top of descent. So if we come over here and take a look at the chart, we're going to be on the Raven 6. Arrival into Baltimore from the Thump transition. So at Thump we need to be above flight level 250 at 280 knots. And then our bottom altitude is going to be for Raven at 6,000. And then the Jetna, we fly the 3-3 left transition. We expect to assign instrument approach or radar vectors to final approach course after Jetna. So what we're going to be basically, I mean, do we have any ATC online as of right now? I don't believe we do. We do not. Okay. So we're going to be flying the ILS to, sorry, my stream up. I always keep it up just to make sure that it's looking good. So we need to be at Raven for 6,000. That's our bottom altitude. So come back over to the aircraft. Go ahead and set 6,000 in the MCP as our bottom altitude. And then for the ILS, to 33 left, our localizer is going to be 111.7 with a final approach course of 335. So head back into the airplane. 111.7 is actually already still in the standby from when we arrived into Charlotte because it was the same localizer frequency. But our final approach course is going to be 335, so I'm going to go ahead and get those set on both sides. And then I will go ahead and get, we'll go ahead and keep that standby for right now. Get the sim sounds up just a little bit more. Alright, looking good. Wish I didn't have to work today, but, you know, being an adult means being an adult and having to go to work. I am going to be moving soon, though, so end of November, early December, the streams will probably come to a halt for about a week because I have to get settled into my new place. We're moving in with a friend just to save some money so my fiance and I can pay for our wedding. But luckily he's giving me a space in his office for my desk and all my gaming stuff, so I'll still be able to stream while I'm there. But yeah, I'm going to try and get as many streams in as possible throughout the next 45 days or so. So when I move, that break I take doesn't affect anything. And then we'll get right back to it. You know, we'll keep flying around and doing our thing, and maybe get some transcontinental flights in the 757, maybe with United or Delta, or do some old school heritage routes. Because one thing I really like about American Virtual is they have heritage routes, right? So it's all the old routes and all the retired airplanes that they have that American used to fly, like the MD-80s and the 75s and 76s and the 727s and all that kind of stuff. You can actually fly those routes with those airplanes. And I absolutely love taking the Flight Factor 757 up in the old school chrome American livery, man. It's just so nostalgic, because one of my first plane rides ever when I was younger was on an American 757 in that old bare chrome metal livery. Alright, we're about 10 from our top of descent, so I'm going to go ahead and get us started down now. I always like being ahead of the airplane. If we had ATC online, I'd be requesting that, unless they give us a descend via or a descend and maintain. And hopefully soon, you know, I've been flying with an Airbus TCA side stick by Thrustmaster. I absolutely love it. You know, for the cost, it's definitely effective and does its job very well. I very much enjoy flying them, but there's something about flying a Boeing with an Airbus side stick that just makes me feel wrong. I don't like doing it. So the TCA Boeing yoke has been on my radar for a while. I've been wanting to pick it up, and everybody says that it's one of the best yokes ever to be released for flight simmers. So I've thought about the honeycomb too, but that pendular system, or that rotating axis system that the Boeing yoke has, where the yoke will actually come back at you and go forward like a real life Boeing yoke, you know, that's something I'm pretty sold on. So it's just a matter of saving up the money for it. Right now, I just can't fork up $200+ for a piece of equipment for my flight simming. There's no way I can justify it being a smart purchase, because it's not something is a necessity. It's just something I want. So hopefully soon, you know, I can pull the trigger on that and you know, pick it up and start flying with an actual Boeing yoke and see how that goes. So, you know, when I fly Airbus, I can use my side stick, and when I fly Boeing, I can use the yoke. I need to get some new throttles too. I'm definitely going to consider picking up the honeycomb throttles, though. I heard those are really, really good, you know, especially with the Airbus add-on and the Boeing add-on and stuff like that. I'll probably pick those up. And my rudder pedals, I think my rudder pedals are fine. I have the Logitech rudder pedals, which are not bad at all. I like them a lot. Yeah, it's not the best, but not the worst. If I could pick up those Thrustmaster pendular rudder pedals, I would, but that's, you know, $650, $700 with tax. I also have some racing peripherals that are on my radar by Moza Racing. You know, I want to get a sim racing wheel and a F1 racing wheel and some actually good pedals. I have a racing wheel and pedals right now, but it's just a beginner setup. The pedals are very much so not the best, so... and with Forza Motorsport, their new motorsport on the horizon of being released in the next 2 weeks, I'm definitely going to be getting into some motorsport racing soon. That's something that I plan on live streaming at my late night streams. I've also thought about getting into DCA, but I know absolutely nothing about fighters. So, you know, but I won't know anything about it unless I try it. So, you know, we'll see what happens. All right, we're leveled goodness, English today, Mike. We're leveled off at 23,000 feet, which is an altitude restriction on the arrival. We need to be at 23,000 between J-Bay and White. Or, I'm sorry, Physique White from our transition. So after White, we should be descending to 210 at Acro, which is here. Beautiful ortho in this area. Can't really see it though, it's clouds. I've been battling with the idea of being the identity of this channel and being a full-time flight sim streamer, because flight simming is definitely what I'm most passionate about when it comes to my dream of aviation, you know. But I also play a ton of other games, so battling with the identity of this channel of whether I'm going to do multiple games or if I'm going to just stick strictly to flight sim and stream other games late at night, like the Forza Motorsport nights that I have with some of my friends, and Call of Duty. You know, I have to be cautious with Call of Duty though, because the friends that I play with don't really have the best of mouths, and some of their language can get me in some trouble. Not saying that they say anything that's you know, discriminatory or anything like that, but they definitely have potty mouths. And granted, so do I sometimes playing that game. I think anybody that plays Call of Duty knows that it can bring out the worst in you. But definitely when Modern Warfare 3 comes out, I'm really anticipating the Warzone that's coming with Modern Warfare 3. I really hope they bring it back to how it was in the original Modern Warfare 2019. Because the Warzone in Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, was lackluster and extremely disappointing. That's just a personal opinion of mine, and I haven't played it very much. So I've just been sticking to the multiplayer. But, you know, I play the F1 games too, so maybe we can do, you know, my team career and, you know, maybe a co-op career with someone, if I can find someone that plays the F1 games with me, you know. GTA 5 roleplay, definitely. You know, unfortunately, my work schedule is what keeps me from gaming a lot with the friends that I usually game with. You know, previously on my previous work schedule, I got off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time. So, you know, I was able to get with my friend groups and online friend groups playing games in GTA 5 and all that kind of stuff and game with them. But being I now work the mid-shift at my current job from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time, it's been difficult to kind of schedule those things and get with them and play with them. So usually when I get home from work, the only people that are online are my personal friends in real life playing Call of Duty. But streaming at 11, 12 o'clock at night Pacific time when it's 3 a.m. on the East Coast is not really the most feasible option for the YouTube channel and getting an audience. So, you know, that's why I've been streaming early morning, doing the flight simming at 10 a.m. and all that kind of stuff. You know, hopefully soon I can get into the recording and editing and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Alright, we are through 18,000 feet. Altimeter in Baltimore is 3017, so we're going to get that set. Auto brakes one set. Our frames are pretty stable as of right now, and I know for sure we are in the Baltimore area, so I'm assuming that the overlays I disabled are definitely fixed. So, but I don't want to speak too soon, so. Nice little fresh weather update. Winds are now 150 at 6, so I'm curious if they are now landing 15 left. They're still taking off on 28. got a plane landing right now at 3-3 right, so we'll still take 3-3 left. That's fine. All right, we get a slow down to 250 knots as we're coming up to 10,000 feet. Go ahead and manually select 4,000 because we need to be at 4,000 for our initial approach fix. I always like to select 240 so I don't take the chance of overspeeding the airplane under 10,000 feet. I definitely think I disabled those Baltimore overlays. So we should be good going into that airport. It's vertical sim BWI, so it's a beautiful scenery. It's so well done. Vertical sim does some of the best scenery work I've ever seen. It's vertical sim and Fly Tampa are, in my opinion, the best. Like Fly Tampa's Las Vegas, you can't go wrong with that. Made some really good time. Really, really good time. I'll have plenty of time to get ready for work. Get our lights on. Ignition switches over to the continuous position for landing. And we are on our way down. I love flying on the East Coast. It's such a nice part of the country. Looking good, guys. Clear skies, beautiful day in Baltimore. Sounds like the airplane's starting to descend down to 6,000 to meet the restriction at Raven, which it is. Raven for 6,000, then we'll get us down to 4,000 to intercept the localizer. Go around altitude for this approach is going to be 2,600 feet on a 280 heading to intercept the dated VOR, the hold there. I don't anticipate a go around though. We should announce ourselves and let Baltimore traffic know that we are inbound. Baltimore traffic, American 1223 is about 25 nautical miles to the east of the airfield. We're inbound ILS runway 33 left, descending on the Raven 6, Baltimore. We're looking good. Yeah, those overlays were definitely no longer a factor. This used to look different when I was flying into Baltimore. But now this just looks like regular vertical simorpho photos. States. Very nice, very, very nice. Absolutely beautiful. X-Plane 11 is still a very nice simulator. American 1232 just landed 9 minutes ago on 33 left, so we are good. We are looking good. Looking for stand Charlie 5. Alright, we'll go ahead and get us down to 4,000 feet. You know, I might just get us down to 3,000 just to be safe. As if ATC gave us the instruction to descend and maintain 3,000. We're on a good intercept heading, so we can go ahead and set 111.7 in the actives on both of the navigation frequencies. Got 335 set both times on the MCP. And we'll go ahead and arm the localizer. I'm going to start getting us slowed down now. Slow us down to 200 knots. Start getting some flaps out, configure us for landing. Should put us on about a 15-mile final. Arm the speed brakes. Slowing us back 190. Keep getting those flaps out, help the airplane slow down. There's our localizer. Baltimore traffic, American 1223 on a 15-mile final, 33 left, Baltimore. Make it flaps 10 out. Flaps 30 landing, 140 knot, ERF plus 5. Hey Tyler, what's going on, my man? About to land in Baltimore. This is our final leg for the stream. Tuned in just at the right time. On about a 15-mile final for 33 left into Baltimore. Alright, glide slope has arrived and arm the approach. Keep slowing us back. Bring it back to 170. We'll go gear down. I'll get the sim sounds up for you guys. Go flaps 15.
Gear down, 3 greens.
Alright, we are fully established. Alright, 7.5 mile final. I'm going to go ahead and slow us down to our final approach speed of 140. And remember, we'll be VREF plus 5.
2,500.
Flaps 25. And flaps 30. Speed brakes are armed, gear is down, 3 green, lights are on, auto brakes are set to 1. And we should be good to go. I was concerned about doing this, but I think didn't think I was going to have enough time to get both flights in and still have time to get ready for work, but we made fantastic time today. We're still sitting pretty, still at 50 frames a second. I think we just had a lag spike with the airport loading in. We'll see how it goes once we get closer. Like I said, I've been having issues with this airport and overlays and stuff like that, so hopefully what I did before the stream, or the last time I flew into this airport fixed it, because I haven't flown in since with the frame rate issue. We are fully established. I'm going to go ahead and set the go-around altitude of 2,600 feet. Just 1,000 feet. My airplane. My throttles. Traffic. American 1223 is on a short final for 3-3 left. Baltimore. Get a little left. So we'll correct that. Get a little high as well. So trim the airplane out.
500.
So we'll get us corrected real quick.
400.
High,
300.
So kick back the throttles. Stable.
200. 100.
Corrected 50 feet above the threshold.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Raced. Versus out. Floaty again, but nonetheless still a nice landing. Alright, my brakes, reverses down to idle. I'll make this right turn off onto hotel. Beautiful. And welcome to Baltimore. Reverse is being stowed. Lights can come off. The APU fired up. Make a right turn here on Papa, and we'll be taking Papa all the way around. Oh, excuse me. All right. Speed brakes are in. Auto brakes set to off. Flaps coming up. Beautiful. Yeah. Very happy that the frame rate issue at this airport has been fixed. Like I said, I think I had dual overlays, ortho overlays, because Vertical Sims BWI comes with ortho photos around the airport, and I think I forgot to disable them. So when I looked at it in X Organizer, I saw 2 overlays there. So disabling Vertical Sims ortho and keeping V-States orthos enabled, I think that fixed the issue. So should be good. So landing rate coming into Baltimore, negative 117. Beautiful. It was a nice 3-ish hours worth of flight time towards our rank to senior command captain with American Virtual. We're going to take the entrance, actually transition over to Tango right now. We'll make this left turn here. So our gate is on the other side of Pier C, which is right in front of us. This pier right here, we're on the other side of it. Transition here to Alpha, and we'll take Alpha in. Such a nice looking airport, man. I love Vertical Sims BWI. Oh no, follow me car, coming right towards me, bro. Turn this traffic down. It'll just go right through the airplane. I have crashes detected off or with ground vehicles because of that exact reason. Alright, we're going to be turning the terminal. Taxi light come off. APU is on and running. We're looking for stand Charlie 5. Charlie 5 should be the 4th one in. That's Charlie 9. That'll be Charlie 7, and this will be Charlie 5 right here. Alright, Charlie 5, that's confirmed. Making this left-hand turn. I don't have a marshaller though. So I think we have red, yellow, and green light up on the wall, if I'm not mistaken. No, we don't. Don't have a marshaller, so I'm going to have to cheat again. All right. Perfect. Alright, park and brake coming on. APU gens can come online. APU bleed is coming online. Engine 2 is being shut down, waiting for the roll back, excuse me. Alright, and engine 1 coming offline. Beacon lights coming off. I think I left the strobe lights on by accident. Amateur flying by me today. Pitot heat coming off, yaw damper coming off. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Baltimore. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn the transponder off, get disconnected from that sim. Bring you over to the right hand screen so you guys can see what the PIREP looks like. So, Smart Cars version 3, you can see it's tracked my entire flight. My route is here. You have to have your route inputted into Smart Cars before submitting your PIREP, or you run the chance of your PIREP being rejected by American Virtual. Alright. It was an hour and 12 minutes. Not bad. I'll go ahead and select File PIREP. Get a comment down here stating that the PIREP has been filed with American Virtual. You guys can now see that everything has been filed. Here's my log. You see we touched down at negative 117 feet per minute. Looking good, looking good. Perfect. Go ahead and exit out of the Smart Cars. Bring you guys back to the main monitor. Go ahead and get Fly Live out of here. Take a look at landing, and we'll go ahead and get out of here and make sure we get disconnected from VATSIM, which we are. Perfect. File my flight with Volanta as well. All good to go. All right, let's get some replays going, yeah?
$2,500. 25.
Take a look at it from the tower view. See, floated her just a little bit, flared too early, but still a beautiful, beautiful touchdown. A little right of center line, just not bad. Very, very nice. Beautiful. Very nice. Centerline discipline has been meh today, but for the most part, you know, not too bad off. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody who joined in today and was active in the chat, you know, stopped by and said what's up. I thoroughly do appreciate it. Although this is just a hobby of mine, hopefully one day this can be a full-time thing for me. That's the goal. I appreciate you guys sharing my passion with aviation and letting me show you what I do in my spare time. Again, we're still on the road to 100 subs, eventually 500 subs. Hopefully, you know, get the channel growing a little bit more, but you know, as of right now, we're just going to keep it as a hobby, and we're just going to keep streaming and hanging out together and going from there. So if you do come across this video at a later time and you do like the content, feel free to click the subscribe button. Excuse me, I can't speak English today. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a like if you feel like you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, feel free to leave a dislike, as I am always free to constructive criticism. And make sure if you do subscribe that you leave your notifications on so you are notified every time I go live. If you're interested in any of the virtual airlines that I fly for, the links are going to be posted in the description of this video. And if you wish to join any of them, you can use me as a reference. And yeah, we'll either going to be live again tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to be live tomorrow, but definitely Friday for sure we'll be live. Well, maybe. I have to double check my schedule. Just be on the lookout for a stream notification. So again, yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.